The starship Solara hummed with the synchronized rhythm of 100 alien species working in harmony. Jace Martinez wiped sweat from his brow as he recalibrated the plasma conduits in Engineering Bay 7. His human hands moving with practiced efficiency through the alien technology he'd learned to master. "You're doing it wrong." He didn't need to turn around to recognize that voice sharp, commanding, with just enough amusement to irritate him. Commander Lyric stood in the doorway, her orange skin gleaming under the bay's blue lighting. Blonde hair pulled back in the traditional warrior's knot of her people. The Valoran. "Commander," Jace said, not looking up. "Unless you've suddenly become an engineer, I'll handle the conduits my way." She stepped closer, and he caught the scent of ozone and something floral uniquely her. "Your way takes 3 times as long as necessary. Valorans could do this in minutes. Then maybe you should reassign a Valoran down here." He finally met her golden eyes, refusing to be intimidated by her 7-foot frame. "Oh wait, they're all too busy being superior to work with their hands." Lyric's lips curved into something between a smile and a snarl. For 3 months now, they danced this dance, her condescension, his defiance, neither admitting the electric tension that sparked between them. "You humans are fascinating," she said, leaning against a console. "So fragile, yet so stubborn. Tell me, Jace, do you ever wonder why Command assigned you here specifically? To torture me with your company? Because you're the only human engineer who doesn't fear working near me." Her expression softened almost imperceptibly. "My reputation precedes me. Ice Commander, they call me. Incapable of warmth." Jace set down his tools, caught off guard by her sudden vulnerability. "Is that what you think?" "That's what I know." She straightened, her armor reflecting the bay lights. "Valorans and humans are incompatible in every way that matters, Martinez. Biologically, emotionally, fundamentally. We're from different worlds, different evolutionary paths. Some things simply cannot mix." "Commander." "With all due respect," Jace said, holding her gaze, "I've made a career out of proving the impossible wrong." Something flickered in Lyric's golden eyes, challenge, curiosity, perhaps even hope. "Then prove it, human." The distress call came at 0400 hours. A colony ship caught in an ion storm near the Forbiddance Nebula. Captain ordered a rescue team, and somehow Jace found himself on a shuttle with Commander Lyric and 2 other officers. Racing toward chaos. "Stay close to me," Lyric commanded as they boarded the damaged vessel. Emergency lights flickered red, and the hull groaned ominously. "If you die on my watch, I'll never hear the end of it." "Your concern is touching," Jace muttered. But he stayed near her as they navigated the tilting corridors. They found survivors trapped behind a collapsed bulkhead. While the others worked evacuation, Jace and Lyric stayed to manually override the emergency systems. The work required perfect synchronization, his smaller hands accessing narrow panels while she operated the heavy machinery. "Left conduit." "Blue wire," he called out. "Adjusting power flow," she responded. Their rhythm becoming natural, instinctive. An explosion rocked the ship. Jace stumbled, and Lyric caught him, her strong arms wrapping around his smaller frame. For a moment, they froze, her orange skin warm against his, her breath quick against his neck. "You okay?" Her voice was softer than he'd ever heard. "Yeah, thanks." He didn't pull away immediately. Neither did she. They worked for 3 more hours, saving 62 lives. By the time they returned to the Solara, exhaustion had stripped away their usual defenses. In the quiet of the shuttle bay, Lyric touched his shoulder. "You were impressive today, Jace." "So were you. Though I hate to admit it." She smiled a real smile, not the sharp warrior's grin. "Drinks in my quarters?" "I have Earth whiskey." His eyebrows rose. "You have Earth whiskey? Don't make me regret offering." Her quarters were surprisingly warm, decorated with Valoran tapestries and, unexpectedly, a shelf of human books. They drank and really talked about home planets, childhood dreams, the loneliness of space. "Why did you join the fleet?" Jace asked. "To prove I was more than breeding stock. Valoran females are expected to produce warriors, nothing else. I chose a different path." She studied her glass. "My family never forgave me. They say I'm broken because I've never bonded, never carried a child. Honestly, I've never wanted to. Until now?" The words escaped before Jace could stop them. Lyrics looked at him, golden eyes unreadable. "You're dangerous, human. Why?" "Because you make me reconsider everything I thought I knew." The mission briefing was classified. Infiltrate a rogue weapons facility, disable their experimental reactor. Volunteers only. Jace raised his hand before Lyrics could object. Her jaw tightened, but she nodded. They went in at midnight, just the two of them. Speed and stealth over numbers. The facility was a maze of dark corridors and automated defenses, but they moved as one unit now, each anticipating the other's next move. "Almost there," Jace whispered, his fingers flying over the reactor control panel. 30 seconds. Alarms shrieked. Guards poured through every entrance. "Jace, finish it!" Lyrics roared, her plasma rifle cutting down 3 attackers. She fought like the warrior she was, brutal, efficient, magnificent. But there were too many. An energy bolt struck her shoulder. She stumbled, and Jace abandoned the panel to catch her. "I've got you." "The reactor. Damn the reactor." He dragged her behind cover, his smaller frame straining with her weight. Return fire erupted around them. Lyrics pushed herself up, her orange skin pale with pain, and resumed fighting. Together they held the line long enough for Jace to finish the shutdown sequence remotely. The facility's power died. Emergency evacuation protocols activated. In the darkness, Jace and Lyrics ran, her leaning heavily on him, until they reached their extraction point. On the shuttle back, with only stars as witness, Lyrics pulled him close. Her golden eyes were fierce, vulnerable, alive with something unnamed. "I could have lost you today," she whispered. "But you didn't." Double quotes JSE. She hesitated. "Valorans don't. We don't engage with other species intimately. The biological incompatibility, what if we are compatible?" His hand found hers. "In all the ways that matter?" "You can't get me pregnant," she said firmly, as if needing to hear it herself. "It's scientifically impossible. Our DNA doesn't even have the same base structure. I need you to understand that." "I understand." He cupped her face gently. "And I don't care." They crossed the distance between them, and the universe shifted. In the privacy of her quarters hours later, with his skin against her orange warmth, Lyrics whispered again, "You can't get me pregnant. We're safe. This is just ... us." And in that moment, they both believed it. 3 weeks later, Lyrics stood in the medical bay, staring at the diagnostic scanner like it was a weapon pointed at her chest. Dr. Seraph, the ship's Andorian physician, reviewed the results with an expression caught between amazement and concern. "Commander, these readings are ... unprecedented. The energy signature bonding your cellular structure to Commander Martinez's biological markers, it shouldn't exist. Human and Valoran physiology should reject each other at the molecular level." Lyrics's hands trembled. But somehow, during your encounter, an energetic fusion occurred. Your exposure to that experimental reactor, the quantum entanglement fields it generated, they may have created a bridge. A biological impossibility has become possible. Dr. Seraph pulled up a holographic image. "Commander, you're carrying a hybrid child. The first documented case in history. The words didn't register at first. Couldn't register. Lyrics had spent her entire life being told Valorans only reproduced with other Valorans. She'd built her identity around not being a breeder, not following the prescribed path. And now, how far along? Her voice sounded distant to her own ears. Approximately 3 weeks. Still very early, but the biosignature is stable. Growing stronger daily, in fact. Lyrics dismissed the doctor and stood alone in the bay, one hand unconsciously moving to her abdomen. Nothing showed yet. Nothing felt different. Except everything had changed. She found Jason engineering, laughing with his team. The sight of him, his easy smile, his human warmth made her chest ache. Lyrics? He noticed her immediately, concern replacing his smile. What's wrong? We need to talk, privately. In her quarters, she told him everything. Watched his face cycle through shock, disbelief, wonder, fear. He sat down heavily, processing. I thought you said it was impossible, he finally said. So did every scientist in the galaxy. She couldn't meet his eyes. The reactor's energy did something to us. Changed us. I don't know if this is a gift or a curse, Jace. I never wanted children. I never wanted to be reduced to biology. Hey, he stood, taking her hands. You're not reduced to anything. You're still Commander Lyrics, the most badass warrior I've ever met. This doesn't change that, doesn't it? Her voice cracked. What do we even do? This child will be entirely unique, half human, half Valoran. There's no precedent, no data. We don't know if it will survive, if I'll survive. We'll figure it out together. His certainty steadied her. But Lyrics, I need to know, what do you want? She looked at him then, really looked. This human who challenged her, matched her, changed everything she thought she knew about herself. I want this, she whispered. Destiny or accident, impossible or not, I want this. I want you. 6 months transformed everything. Lyrics' pregnancy became the most studied phenomenon in fleet history, drawing researchers from every corner of the galaxy. But she refused to become a lab specimen, insisted on remaining in command while her body did the impossible. The child grew differently than either human or Valoran babies, faster. Stronger, already showing signs of inheriting the best of both species. Medical scans revealed a heart that beat with unique bioluminescence, skin that shifted between orange and human tones, neural pathways that promised extraordinary intelligence. Jace was there for everything. The morning sickness that left Commander Lyrics' feared warrior of the Solara bent over her bathroom, cursing in 3 languages. The first time she felt movement, and her golden eyes went wide with wonder. The moments of fear when she woke gasping from nightmares about failing as a mother, and he held her until she believed his whispered reassurances. My family wants to meet you, she said one evening. 8 months along, her hand resting on her swollen abdomen. The family that disowned you for not being a proper Valoran breeder? Jace raised an eyebrow. The same. Apparently, accomplishing the biologically impossible has made me interesting again. Bitterness colored her tone. Do you want to see them? She considered. Yes, but only with you beside me. You're my partner, Jace, in everything. The meeting happened via holocall. Lyrics' mother materialized taller than her daughter, blonde hair gray with age, orange skin marked with traditional scars. Her expression was carefully neutral. Lyrics, and this is the human. This is Jace Martinez, my mate. Lyrics used the Valoran word deliberately, claiming him before her culture. The father of my child. Her mother's composure cracked. I never thought. We were told you rejected motherhood entirely. I rejected being defined by it. There's a difference. Lyrics' voice was steel. This child wasn't planned, but it's wanted. Deeply wanted. And if you can't accept both Jace and our baby as part of our family, then this conversation ends now." Silence stretched. Then, incredibly, her mother smiled. "You always were the bravest of my daughters. Show me. Show me this impossible grandchild." 3 weeks later, in the Solara's medical bay, Lyrics held their daughter for the first time. The baby had skin that glowed with soft orange undertones, hair that would likely darken to blonde, and eyes that shifted between gold and brown like sunset. "She's perfect," Jace breathed, tears streaming down his face. "She's impossible," Lyrics corrected, but her smile was radiant. "Just like us." They named her Destiny because what else could you call a child who rewrote the rules of the universe? Later, as Lyrics recovered and Jace cradled their sleeping daughter, she whispered, "I was wrong, you know? That night, when I said you couldn't get me pregnant, I was so certain of the rules, the limitations. And now? Now I know that love doesn't follow rules. It creates new ones." She touched Destiny's tiny hand. "Thank you for proving me wrong, human." "Always," Jace promised. "That's what I do best." And as the Solara continued its journey through the stars, 3 souls who shouldn't have existed together proved that destiny wasn't written in biology or science. It was written in the choices 2 people made when they dared to love beyond boundaries, beyond reason, beyond the impossible. The end.